his breast and his arms of silver. But after you shall arise another kingdom inferior to yours. First, the head of gold, typifying the mind, the place of thought, the repository of wisdom. Wisdom doesn't just show up, it must be formed. So it begins with thought and thinking, triggered by some form of information or knowledge. This is the male aspect, typified by Adam. I have said it in other studies. When we enter this world, we're a blank slate. We have no knowledge or understanding whatsoever. But this quickly changes, for we are like sponges, creatures of curiosity, with a huge appetite for learning. So, if the head of gold typifies the place of thought, then what do the breast and arms of silver represent? They speak of the heart, the spirit, the energy, the place of desire or affection. It is this desire, this affection or passion, fueling our curiosity, the desire to understand. This should come as no surprise, for having been made in God's image and God being love, then this agrees perfectly with our perspective. Free Dictionary Online defines understand as to perceive and comprehend the nature and significance of, grasp, and to know thoroughly by close contact or long experience with. The idea of grasp certainly agrees with the breast and arms, does it not? While the idea of know thoroughly agrees with Genesis 4:1. Affection is most obvious when we embrace someone. Who hasn't gazed at a mother and her baby held firmly in her arms and close to her breast, not being moved by what they see? The love between mother and child is evident. So, let me emphasize, the breast and arms of silver denote the place where knowledge and understanding come together through affection, while the arms and hands typify the works or deeds proceeding from our mind and heart. The head is above the heart, so the male or knowledge precedes the female or understanding. After all, we can't understand without some form of knowledge first. Paul said, "The man is not without the woman, or the woman without the man." Knowledge and understanding must come together, so the necessary affection to do so rises up, hence the reason we speak of the heart as the symbol of affection. In agreement with the head being above the breast and arms, Daniel tells Nebuchadnezzar, "But after you shall arise another kingdom inferior to yours." But note what inferior means. Strong's defines it as the earth, by implication, figurative, low. This word is found just 21 times in the King James Old Testament, 18 of these in the book of Daniel, where it's rendered inferior just this one time. When I think of earth, I think of the following. First man is from the earth, earthy. The second man is from heaven. As is the earthy, so also are those who are earthy. And as is the heavenly, so also are those who are heavenly. Just as we have borne the image of the earthy, we will also bear the image of the heavenly. The first man is from the earth, earthy, referring to Adam, representing the natural carnal man or essence, corresponding to Nebuchadnezzar's dream. But remember, Adam includes both the male and female aspects. God called their name Adam, indicating male and female, bringing the mind and heart together as one. The mind gives, the heart receives. As for the image of the earthy, compare Genesis 6:5 with the temptation story, especially Genesis 3:14 and 15, and Isaiah 65:25. Just like a man and woman who are attracted to each other, inwardly, knowledge and understanding are drawn to each other as well. When they come together, the male or mind seeks to sow the seed of information or knowledge into the female or heart. This happens almost instantaneously. The average person has approximately 60,000 thoughts per day. No doubt, this is a miraculous part of our design. As one might guess, the action of sowing and reaping is continuous. The breast and arms are silver, where silver denotes redemption. Silver, as a medium of exchange, is used metaphorically for the redemption of the heart. Remember, Paul said, "Be renewed in the spirit of your mind." The spirit or heart first, followed by the mind, where renewed denotes this exchange or redemption. Now, let's go to the following. For the saving grace of God made its advent to all humanity, training us that, disowning irreverence and worldly desires, we should be living sanely and justly and devoutly in the current eon, anticipating that happy expectation, even the advent of the glory of the great God and our Savior Jesus Christ, who gives himself for us, that he should be redeeming us from all lawlessness, and be cleansing for himself a people to be about him, zealous for ideal acts. As we see, the process of redemption involves the heart or spirit first, for our love of self must be exchanged for the love of God and others, thereby removing lawlessness from our being. At its root, isn't lawlessness the manifestation of a lack of love for God and others? Let's go to Hebrews. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. Here we find a portion of the new covenant, the core of Christian belief. It is specific, encompassing both male and female, mind and heart, knowledge and understanding. I will put my laws into their minds, that's knowledge, and write them in their hearts, that's understanding. First male, then female. Knowledge is put into the mind, but written in the heart. The first indicating his living word, and the second his active word. Letter first, spirit next. Breast and arms, silver, inferior, earth. The words of the Lord are pure words, like silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. For you, O God, have tested us. You have refined us as silver is refined. The heart and mind are refined by testing, reflected in the process to purify silver and gold. So it is that our knowledge and understanding must also be purified, removing the lawless desires that lurk in the mind and heart. This testing equates to the experience encountered through the might and counsel of sowing and reaping. Knowledge becomes understanding when experience yields its intended results. This then becomes wisdom, the fruit of the tree. This brings us to the following. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. What we know and understand leads to what we believe, so we are told that when we fall into various trials, we are to count it all joy. Let's face it, this is a tough one, isn't it? But testing is necessary so that our knowledge and understanding forms the faith on which we can rely. There's no better example of this than a garden. Therefore be patient, brethren, until the coming of the Lord. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, waiting patiently for it until it receives the early and latter rain. You also be patient. In the beginning, God planted a garden and placed us in it, indicating his infinite patience in bringing forth the fruit of the earth. Like our Creator, we too are admonished to be patient, understanding that all things are working according to the immutable purpose of his dynamic word. That's it for this study, but be sure to join me for the next as we continue our examination of Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe, and I sincerely thank you for being a part of Grain of Wheat Publishing.